going to be the first meal of the day for me, or otherwise known as the morning snack. I'm having the Nutrisystem protein probiotic shake mix, and for those people who are interested in maybe buying them, they're 120 calories a piece, and they do contain Chromax, which assists people in losing weight. And that must be the difference of why this shake, I really just am enjoying the shake, but beside that, there's something to it. And I'm hoping that I can get a 50% off so I can get 2 more. In any event, so what do I do to make this? For those of you who haven't seen this before, I use 4 regular ice cube tray ice cubes in my NutriBullet with exactly 1 cup of water, and then I just pulse it until it comes out nice and creamy and delicious. It's really yummy. Today I decided to add some chocolate caramel truffle skinny girl syrup. I use that sparingly because it's a fine line between it tastes good to it tastes yuck, if you know what I'm saying, if you put too much in. So I put less than a capful. I will see you for my next meal. For my breakfast this morning, I'm going to be enjoying the Nutrisystem frozen cherry cheese roll, a real favorite of mine. It tastes just like a bakery Danish in my book. I don't think it would taste any better if you made it yourself. Really delicious. Just make sure that you take it out of the package while it's really frozen, or all your icing will come off and stick to the plastic, and then it won't be as delicious. I'll be back with my next meal. For my lunch today, I decided to go with this chocolate chip cookie dough Kellogg's protein meal bar. I have had a chance to try 3 of the flavors of these, and in looking at the nutritional facts, these bars really do match up quite nicely with the Nutrisystem bars for the most part. And the reason being is that the other bars, the pure protein that I enjoy and the protein one, have a lot more protein and less carbs than these bars do. And I think that when you're doing the Nutrisystem plan, that for me anyway, somehow I need those carbs that I never thought I needed before. I've discovered that on this new Nutrisystem journey that I started back in February. So these bars have 180 calories each, and they are 1.59 ounces in weight. It's a nice size bar. They are quite good. If you've had the Nutrisystem strawberry, honestly, I don't think if you did a side-by-side, you'd tell the difference of these and those. There's 8 grams of fat, 4.5 saturated fat, 21 carbs, 6 fibers, and 12 grams of protein. So this would be equal to, again, I don't call this a flex. I just call it whatever. It's a regular Nutrisystem meal to me. So it's 1 small carb, 1 power fuel for the amount of calories, because you need at least 80 calories for each of those. So that would be 160 minimum. And the numbers add up, because we have more than 5 grams of protein and we have more than 1 fiber, which you only need 5 protein and 1 fiber for it to be compliant. So yes, this is what I'm having for my lunch on day 2 of my restart. Now, I wasn't going to tell you about these, but I really have to tell you about these because they are just so delicious. I bought these at Sam's Club, and I bought this new seasoning because it was a woman was giving out samples of this with the seasoning on it. And this does say May 2nd, Best By date, but these have been in my refrigerator since I bought them, and because I haven't been able to chew on them, so I didn't make them. I put them in my steamer. I would suggest using like a flatter microwavable dish. But in any event, I've already been munching on them. They're absolutely delicious. I can't explain to you. The last time I had Brussels sprouts, I threw them out. They were the frozen from Great Value, the steamable bag, and they were horrible. They were like rocks. So these are nice and tender if you get a chance to go to Sam's and pick these up. And also to try this if you like maple and garlic. I like sweet and savory together, so I'm good with that. And we all know how much I love garlic. The other thing I wanted to mention is the Debbie Meyer's containers that I use and the bags. This really does keep your produce and fruit very fresh, much longer than an expiration date. Although I didn't put the Brussels sprouts into this bag, I do always put my lettuce. I put my strawberries in the containers, and you don't wash them first. But I usually buy these either on HSN or QVC. I don't remember now, because Debbie Meyer goes and does a show on there every so often, and she has just about every single container you'd ever want. Anyway, so I will be back with my next meal. I'm going to be having a cup of these. I've already probably had one, but I'm having another one. They're so good. For my dinner tonight, I decided to go with the Nutrisystem frozen entree, Salisbury steak and mac and cheese. And I simply took it out of the container and microwaved it. And I had sauteed probably 3/4 of a cup of mushrooms, which I put on top. And in those mushrooms, I put some olive oil spray and Mrs. Dash seasoning, the garlic and herb, and some of my liquid aminos. Just a dash or two of that. And with that, I'm going to have a side salad with my homemade croutons for less than 10 calories. So they're free. And I just wanted to give you an idea with salad dressing. For instance, these are both balsamics. This one is only 5 calories for 2 tablespoons. And this one is 60 calories for 2 tablespoons. So I only use, usually for a side salad of the size I showed you, 1 tablespoon of dressing. But let's say you're a person that needs more than that, and you really like this. What I've done is I'll sometimes put a tablespoon of this or the regular Skinny Girl Italian on the bottom, and then I'll add my dressing on top so that they're not totally mixed in together. But at the same time, when I get to the bottom of the salad, it's not, please excuse that noise in the background, it's not dry. So that was just a thought on my part. And so that's going to do it for my dinner. I've had this before. I really enjoy it. The nutrition facts are 280 calories, and it's probably almost 8 ounces. Usually they are. Oh, it's 9.3 ounces. Okay. 10 grams in fat, 4.5 saturated fat, 26 carbs, 3 fibers, and 22 proteins. So this is 2 power fuels and a smart carb, the equivalent, according to the Nutrisystem formula. On to dessert. For dessert tonight, I've decided to go with the Nutrisystem frozen carrot cupcake, or carrot cake cupcake. It is filled with cream. And what I've done is I cut it in half, and then I filled it with 2 tablespoons of the Great Value whipped topping for 25 calories, and that's an extra. And keep in mind that extras are not allowed if you're officially on week 1. And you have to check what your freebies are, because I'm pretty sure that my homemade croutons are not on that list. So be extra careful. You don't want to accidentally, if you make a decision to do something that's not suggested, then that's your choice. But I hate to see somebody take my advice and go and make a mistake. Okay, so this is 130 calories. It's 2.1 ounces. And we have 3 grams of fat, 1/2 gram of saturated fat, 20 carbs, 3 fibers, and 5 grams of protein. So that's going to do it for my eating for today, except for I'm going to give you my backup plan in case I desire something later that's not included in the 1,000 calories. Okay, why am I showing you this? Well, last night I had a couple of rye wasa crackers with a little bit of country crock spread, which wasn't in my plan of things to do. I ended up waking up and I have no excuse as to why. I was not hungry. So I don't want to make that problem again. So I'm going to have a plan. And shout out to Nikki Mack, who's restarting today in our Facebook group, because she reminded me that you can make a plan. If you're on 1,000 calories a day and it's not going to go well for you, well, rather than have a good binge fest with a bag of potato chips, make a plan. So if you have a Power Fuel and a Smart Carb Extra, if you need 2 Power Fuels and 2 Smart Carbs Extra, if it's in compliance with the formula Nutrisystem gives us, the world will not end, I assure you. But if we go off and we have a bag of potato chips or half a pack of Wasta crackers, I mean, I only had 2, but that's not the point. It wasn't on plan. So what am I going to do for tonight? I happen to have these baked Tostitos, which you can only get on Amazon in the individual pack. This pack is 7/8 of the ounce. It's only 110 calories. I think it's a great snack. It hardly has any fat, 2.5 grams by comparison to other chips, and they're very filling. So this is part of my plan. I would count this as a small carb. Now, the string cheese, the ones I get are only 50 calories. So is it going to be a true Power Fuel? No, it's not. Not unless I eat another one, which is not in my plan, because these are 50 and this is 110 and that's 160. And that's as far as I'm willing to go for tonight if I need to eat something extra. Now, maybe I'll forego this and have 2 of these. I don't know, but at least I have a plan, a concrete plan of action. And if I have it, I'm not going to be upset about it. It's in my plan. When I'm on the regular weeks of Nutrisystem, I get 1,200 calories. So this will still be a little bit under that. And again, my reasoning for doing this was to regroup myself and to really go back to really tracking religiously, doing my steps, and eating the proper foods. Not that I wasn't, I felt like I was a bit off task with that since the holidays, as I've already said. So without further ado, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching my video, as always, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye now.